Hello everyone, this is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today our guest is Meck, who will fight on Crash Combat Championship number for January 18th. Hello Nick, how are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you will fight in just few weeks against, I think, that overall quite solid opponent. So if you can tell me, how do you feel a few weeks before this fight, and what do you think about your opponent, so Armus Guyton?
Um, I'm really excited for it. It's I think he's a tough opponent. I'm just ready to get back in there. I love competing, and I love the feel getting ready and being in fight camp and just to build up to it. And the opponent I'm fighting, he's a tough dude. Everybody in the fight game's tough. Gotta respect the fight game. Gotta respect our opponents. And I'm happy to even have the opportunity to keep doing this and keep competing for my family. So I'm really excited for this opportunity.
And he actually liked to finish the fights because he got four knockouts and four submission. And of course, you like to finish the fights too. So I think that it can be like quite an interesting clash of styles. And I believe that it will not take a whole 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I'm the last two fights I've been in, I have dropped both my opponents, so I'm definitely getting better with my stand up, and I think at every fight I get in, I keep getting better, and I'm looking to finish the fight on my feet. So I'm excited. It probably won't take 20 minutes, but I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited.
And your last win, it was against Austin Clem, and I think that it was like the biggest win of your career because it of course was a knockout, but even the name, he's also a really good fighter. So if you can finish him like that, it means something.
Yes, yes, it means a lot. Just to finish someone on your feet and just um that's the first time I've ever finished someone like that in a TKO. My last fight I lost to Kevin Peace, who's really tough. I dropped him too, so like I'm right there. I'm right there. Like my last two fights, I've I've dropped people on their feet, and I've been so close to finishing, which one I did and one I didn't. That just tells me, and I think it tells a lot of opponents like, oh man, this dude's just gonna keep getting better each fight. And I'm looking forward, and I think it's brought confidence from Austin to Kevin that is showing like I can be really dangerous on my feet, if I just stick with it and just keep working at being on my feet and trying to finish people off my feet. So yeah, I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited.
And it actually will be another like opportunity for the title in your collection. So I think that it is also a quite a nice thing to be like a champion in a few organizations.
Yes, yeah, it will be. Uh, the title fights are always cool. Always winning the belt is always cool. It's always big. Um, uh, but you can't get distracted like that. Can't get distracted by shiny objects. I just still go in there and finish the job, and I still got to, respect my opponent because anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anyone can get hit with a lucky kick or a lucky punch. You know, uh, take care of business first and party later. So I'm really excited, man. It's gonna be fun.
And actually, you have like three Kimuras on your record, and I think that right now it's quite a rare thing to have this many Kimuras on your record. So you are probably one of the top guy in this like category.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't think I see myself as the top guy. I try to keep myself, from getting a big head. And like I said, I respect all my opponents, and uh, actions speak louder than words. So like when that time comes, I'm more about showing, I'm more about using my way to talk and show myself with my actions more than my mouth. So I'm ready to go.
And this year you got a fight in PFL, which of course is like quite a big thing because it's a big promotion. And there a chance that you will fight for them next year?
Yeah. So the plan right now is to with my manager, Robert Carver, and my coach, Trey Ogden. He's in the UFC right now. He has a fight coming up. Um, uh, the plan was to get a couple, get a couple local fights like Crash and Synergy, like kind of tune-up fights to keep me in shape and just like so I don't get ring rust. And then PFL right now they're in Europe, so they're doing their tournament in Europe, so they should be back. So hopefully I can get this fight and get another fight, and then hopefully turn around and get on the earliest card on PFL. And then the plan is to hopefully get a win on PFL whenever they come back, and then jump into the tournament. That's the plan. So like just kind of just stay in shape and staying ready, like using these local fights to get ready for that. So yep, that's the plan. So whenever they get done with their Europe tournament over there, they're gonna come back over here and they usually do it over there and then they come back over here. So yep, just getting ready and staying in shape for that.
And sometimes in the PFL tournaments, the like injuries happen. So I think that it's also important just to be ready just for the like anything will happen. Because if you are ready to make a weight, you can be like good addition to the event tournament.
Yep. Like Trey Ogden says, our coach says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So just, consistency in the gym and just keep your weight low and just, what I mean, be there as much as you can because things happen when it's unexpectedly. So just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So
And if you can tell me more about the gym that you right now you are training in, because I think that it's a marathon MMA. So
yes.
if you can tell me more about the gym and also the background that you have before starting training MMA.
Okay. Um, so Marathon MMA is based in Kansas City. I started out at MCA in Topeka before Marshall Marathon became a thing. I trained in Topeka with Shannon Woodward and Lucas Kennedy, and I just want to say, give them shout outs. Thank you for getting me started. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I have to at least respect that and thank them for putting me in the situation I'm in. And then I left their gym to go Marathon MMA, where Trey Ogden is, and it's helped me grow as a fighter. And Trey's a really good coach. He has a really good thing going on over there. He has a couple UFC fighters underneath him. He has Miles Johns just fought on the card just recently. He has Garrett Armfield, um, and then he has a couple other guys too underneath his name. And obviously he's in the UFC and getting ready for a fight as well, so he knows what he's doing. Um, there's a lot of good practice partners there at Marathon. Like there's a lot of good people being around, and the vibe is really good. It's just a nice vibe, and the reason I picked that gym is like if you really want to be in this fight game, you need more practice partners. You know what I mean? You need to have like the problem in my old gym, there wasn't enough people, and um, the only way you get better is you get different looks. So I had to make a business decision for me, and like I really want to make a career out of it. I really want to support my family. Uh, I have a beautiful girlfriend right now. Like uh, obviously, we want to have a family together and get our own place. And I had to really think about these things because, uh, if I'm trying to make a living, I got to do what's best for me. So, and she's the best thing that's came into my life. So I had to make all these movements and stuff. And just kind of, I'm very thankful I made that decision. And I just feel like as a fighter, I've grown so much as a fighter now. And I feel like my technique has gotten so much better. Like you said, I've dropped two people. I'm so close to finishing people on feet. Like I think like being at uh, Trey Ogden's gym, Marathon MMA, and has helped me grow as a good fighter. And I've gotten better each time in my fights. Even if I'm win or lose, I've gotten better. Like I'm right there on the point of easily dropping people like that every time I step in. So I'd say it's been a big blessing for me. And yeah, and how I got started in this, like I used to wrestle. I wrestled all my life. I started wrestling since I was 4. All the way through high school. Uh, uh, I wrestled through college, All American in college, and after wrestling, I didn't know what to do. I was like, what do I do now? You know what I mean? And people are like, hey, you should get into fighting. You should do MMA. You should fight. You're a really good wrestler. You won state a couple times. You should go to fighting. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll give it a try. I don't have nothing else better to do. So I tried it, and when you've been an athlete for so long, it's so hard to step away from competing, and you like the thrill, you like the stress, you like everything comes with it. Like, what I mean? It's just crazy. You just I don't know, something about it. You just like you hate the build up, but you love the build up. And when it's time for fight day and you've done everything, you've cut the weight, you've done everything, it's just like you get this special, exciting feeling. Like it's hard to explain, but it's just hard to walk away too. Like it's just addicting. So uh yeah, that's kind of why I'm here. I just love to compete, dude. I love the thrill of it. I love the way it makes me feel. I love being around my teammates in the gym too. So like it's just like, I mean, I'm 30, I gotta enjoy these things while I can, before I get old and I can't do it. So yeah.
But probably before the MMA fight, there is like a little bit more like excitement or even stress because you know that you can be like hurting in like a few different ways.
Yeah. I would say MMA is stressful. It really is. But I think it's less stressful than wrestling because wrestling is like it never ends. Like wrestling just never ends. And then MMA, after you get done with the fight, you can take 3 to 4 weeks off, you know. And sometimes you might not be getting fights back to back. You know what I mean? Wrestling, you're wrestling no matter what. You're wrestling if you have injured. You're wrestling if you tore your kneecap out. You're still wrestling. They don't. It doesn't matter. You're still wrestling. Like I think that's the biggest thing between wrestling and MMA. MMA is so much easier on your body, and you get that mental break. But in like college wrestling, all that, you don't get breaks. Like they don't care if your legs torn out, your ACL's torn out, you're still wrestling. Like it doesn't matter. Like you watch a lot of college wrestlers, all their knees are taped up. A lot of them can't walk anymore. Like their knees are shot, torn. Like they're all usually done by the end of their careers in D1 or whenever because like there's no stop button. You just keep wrestling. And MMA is just nice because you can get a month or two off from fighting and then you can go back to fighting again. So I would say this is a lot easier on me mentally and like physically. And I feel like a lot of fighters feel that way who are athletes too.
And after the fight, do you like to be in the gym quite quickly, like after a few days, or do you prefer to do some longer break?
After my fights, I like to be away from the gym, honestly. I like to I like to like spend 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks just eating ice cream and getting all I get heavy, man. I love ice cream. Ice cream. Everyone tells you I love ice cream, so I'll take that 2 to 3 week span of eating ice cream, getting big, enjoying like because you need that mental, you know what I mean? I feel like you need that mental break where you can reward yourself because, like I said, our fight camps are so long and we're dieting. You know, it's just like we're doing all that for one fight. You know what I mean? Which one fight that feels like forever. It feels like 3 years, even though it's just like a couple months. Like, and we're dieting, pissy. Like, we have to do all this, and then like finally we get like a couple of days off. It's like you have to enjoy it before you know it, you're gonna be back in the fire again. So usually I usually take 2 to 3 weeks of just like eating and like I'll go for runs at the gym. Like I'll go to the gym and lift and run, but I'll try to stay away from the physical contact part just because you need that mental break in between there. And I usually go spend time with my family, spend time with my beautiful girlfriend, and just like I need like I think as an athlete in the fight, you just need that break, man. You just need a mental break. Some people can do it, some people can't, but I think it's a lot easier. You can take a break so you don't get burned out. So I usually spend time with my family, my girlfriend after my fights. So that's what I like to do.
Yes, and especially that you train for weeks or months, and you are doing the same things all the time. So probably you need just like your head need this time to be out of the game.
hmm Yeah, it's really repetitive, man. It's sometimes like doing the same thing over and over is it can be a toll on the mind. I mean, It's not any different than wrestling practice. Sometimes you just need to get out there and get some fresh air and like a week or two off. It helps you reset and like, okay, now I can come back, start working out again because you don't want to overdo it, you know what I mean, to the point where you're just like, I don't like this no more, you know what I mean? You can easily burn yourself out if you overtrain, where you get hurt, you know what I mean? You're easily getting hurt. And you got to think about as fighters, we're taking so much damage from practice anyway because we're punching each other. We're getting ready for the fight. So your body needs that 2 to 3 week break in between, like just mentally and just physically. So, yeah.
And in next year, because you said that like one of your goals is to fight in PFL, but overall in 2025, how many fights would you like to have?
Uh, I would like to have 3 to 4. I like staying busy. Uh, I 3 to 4 would be good with me, honestly. Realistic, I might get 2 or 3 because I'm kind of a hard matchup to match with people, and people can opponents can tell I'm getting better in each fights. Like I said, like we're talking about each both fights I've been in, won, lost. I've dropped both of my opponents multiple times. Like, so that tells opponents like, oh, I don't know, like I don't. He can wrestle really good. Now he can strike too. Like I don't know if I want to do that. So I'll probably honestly probably get 2 fights at least, but 3 to 4 would be ideal. But if I get to fight in general, it's just a blessing too, because it's kind of hard to match people up with certain people when they're really good and they just keep getting better. So 3 to 4 would be ideal, but I could see myself getting 2, ideally, just because I'm just getting better on my feet and people don't like that. So, but yeah, hopefully 3 to 4 would be ideal for me.
And you said that you are getting better, and also it's kind of crazy because you also had a quite long and very successful amateur career. So in Tapology, you were like 7-0. So if we add this to your current pro record, it is like a very very impressive record because it would be a 14-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, 7-0 as a Emmy, and most of those Emmy fights I wrestled, because I wasn't really comfortable in standing on my feet, and some people it takes a little longer for some people to get better on their feet than others. Some people can be good at wrestling, some people are really good at standing up, but they're terrible at wrestling. Then over time, both sides get better at things they're not good at. So like now, since like 14-2 as altogether record. And I'm just literally just these last 2 fights, everything's starting to click. You know what I mean? So like that's 14-2 is really impressive, and definitely like I think I'm starting to hit that peak right now. It's like, okay, now everything's making sense. Now I'm starting to see the shots. I'm seeing when people are dropped, and now I'm realizing I'm dropping people. And I'm like, oh man, now I can start putting people away. So like it's getting like I think I'm starting to turn a corner where it's like for me, I think it's going to get really scary because I'm starting to see how I can drop people and what I need to do to drop someone, and I feel like when it comes down to it, I can finish about anybody when it comes down to it.
So probably in your next fight, you also will look for the like knockout,
Oh,
right?
I told Trey and I told my manager Robert, this isn't going past the first round. Like I'm going to make sure like if it goes past the first round. It definitely ain't going past the second. Like I know for sure. Like I've built so much confidence on my feet, like throwing hands. Like I'm not scared to get hit. I used to be scared to get hit, like because I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Wrestling, you know what I mean? Yeah, we club each other, but you're not actually getting punched, and you know what I mean? You're not getting kneed, like unless it's like you're facing someone who's dirty. But like uh now, since I know, like I always have wrestling to fall back on in my fights. I just need to let my hands loose. Like, and that's the only way you build confidence is like doing something you're not really comfortable doing. And since I've finally started letting my hands loose and seeing that I'm having success dropping people and all that, it just makes me like, I feel like it opens up my game even more. Like, it makes me more scared. Cause now I'm not scared to, we get standing on our feet and we're throwing, like, that's not going to bother me anymore. Cause I know, like, at the end of the day, I know I have power to drop somebody on their feet more than once. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited.
And when you're thinking about your future, do you think that UFC will be like a final destination for you? That in the end you will get a chance to fight for them?
Um, if I ever got that chance in the UFC, I mean, I leave everything in God's hands, man. If they want me to come and that's what God's will is for me to go to the UFC, then I'll be more than happy to go. If it's not, I mean, I'm perfectly happy. Like I said, I'm really happy I just get to compete and just like I get to compete in front of my mom and dad and my family. I get to compete in front of my girlfriend and her son. So uh I just very thankful I can still do what I love right now, man. So everything, everything happens for a reason. Only God can predict my future and what what happens on this journey, man. I'm just enjoying the ride. So
And do you have a name in mind, either like from the UFC or maybe PFL, the fighter that you would like to face? Maybe the fight will happen, maybe not, but even in your head, it would be like cool matchup.
um I mean any matchup, I don't really have a specific fighter I would really like, you know, like I would really want to fight. I think honestly, I think if I got in that situation, it'd be cool if I like would ever get in a situation where I'm fighting like a top five guy. And I mean, it could be whoever. I think, like I said, I think to get to that point in your life to fight someone who's top five or top 15 really good is a blessing, man. Not many people get to stand in front of someone like that. And you know what I mean? Like it's honestly an honor to be honestly to stand in front of someone who's really good or who's a legend. So like I don't really have a guy I would like specifically pick. I mean, for PFL or UFC, I mean, whoever they put in front of me, like who's really like top five, top 10 PFL or UFC, it'd just be an honor to stand in front of them. Just because I know in my head, not many people, only a handful of people get to do that. You know what I mean? And perform under lights and perform in front of 40,000 people or 40,000 people are watching. Like there's only so many of us that get the opportunity to do that. So it'd just be another blessing to step in front and just do it.
Especially if you get a chance to fight in the PFL tournament. There are a lot of good fighters there, so I think that it will be like a few very good matchups for you.
Yeah, I mean PFL, like yeah, tournament's hard. I mean the PFL, UFC, it's all hard, man. Everyone's good. Everybody's training. You know what I mean? Like I honestly, whoever steps in front of me, I'll be more than happy to fight them. Like if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You know what I mean? Only the best get to stand on the top of the mountain. So that's just my mindset. Whoever they put in front of me, I don't fight them. I don't. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like that's what we do. We're trained to fight, man. You don't pick and choose. You just whoever they throw in front of you, you just fight them. So uh, whenever that time comes, I'll be ready mentally and physically.
And outside of training camp, when you have a little bit more free time, do you have any like additional maybe hobby, something like this to just to focus on something else than MMA?
Yeah, usually when I'm like if I'm not doing anything, I'm usually spending time with my family. I'm usually working and I'm spending time. Most of my time I'm spending like I said, probably eating ice cream, eating food, and I'm spending time with my beautiful girlfriend and talking to her and um spending most of my time with her because like without her, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Like she does a lot for me. She does honestly she does more than a lot for me. Honestly, she's been a blessing to me, and uh, just God put her in my lap, and it definitely is. With training and all that, she takes away my stress, and it's nice to have her around. And like I said, she does a lot for me, man. So 100% of my time, I'm spending time with my beautiful girlfriend, and uh, just enjoying the time I have to spend time with her for her to make all the sacrifice and stuff for me to do what I want to do. So I just, yeah. So that's most of my time, spend time with her.
And I need to ask about the ice creams. What is like your favorite taste?
I like every ice cream except for mint. I don't like mint, but I'll eat anything else. Like everyone knows, like after my fights, I'm always going to get ice cream. I'm always eating big bowls of ice cream. and most of the weight I put on is probably ice cream weight. So that's like that's technically like my second love. I love ice cream, dude. Like I don't know, I just love ice cream. I have a big sugar tooth, and ice cream like brings me happiness.
Okay, Nick. So many thanks for the conversation. I hope that just in a few weeks you will get another title, and of course you will get another chance in PFL also in 2025.
Oh, thank you, man, and thank you for having me. And can I say a couple things real quick before you get off? I just want to can I say I just want to say thank you to all my teammates, and I want to say thank you to Trey and my teammates for helping me get ready for this fight, and I want to say thank you to my family and people who supported me through my career, and I just want to give a really big shout out to my beautiful girlfriend for putting up with me through all this. And sometimes it can be really hard, and sometimes you get a little stubborn and a little angry because the weight cut. And I just want to say I'm just really thankful for her to put up with me and allow me to do what I want to do. And she's a big blessing. So that's about it. So thank you for having me.